No, Dusty sat me down and he says, I got an idea for it. It's Oz. And I said, I don't get it. He said, you're going to be Oz. I said, Oz is a geographical region. And he says, no. I said, no. I said, it's the Wizard of Oz. I said, there's a wizard, but he's from Oz. It's like the United States. I said, it's a geographical region. I said, you can't be a geographical region. He says, no, you're going to be Oz. And I said, all right, this is a rib. Then when I got the costume in St. Petersburg and there was that rubber mask, I went, oh. Mm-hmm. All right, this is a rib, and they're going to see if they can run me out of the business.
Now, you're Kevin Nash. We've seen your personality,
right.
And you're a forceful guy. You speak your mind. Did it ever occur to you, like, you know, this may not be the best use of a 7-foot guy who's in shape who actually can at least show potential to do something? This is going to kill me.
You know what, though, Kevin Sullivan that day, you know, I asked him, I said, Sully, what do you do? And he looked at me and says, brother, take the money. I looked at him, I said, and I'd gotten a bump in pay, like about 50 grand. I said, you know, I ended up working 7 times that year as Oz, I think.
Wow.
So at 156 grand, I was probably the highest paid guy in the business.
Per match, yeah. Boy.
Yeah. It's a hell of a run.
That debut in St. Petersburg at oh boy, with you and Kevin Sullivan and the Monkey, and I can't remember what all else came out. That
was, you know, the funny thing is they sent me to Japan because, you know, they were going to pay me this money. So they sent me to Japan. It was a complete flop in the States. They sent me to Japan. So the first night we're in Osaka, in the Osaka Dome.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got this, they've built something about the size of this table, and I'm lowered underneath this thing. And there's this really cool techno music and these smoke and these lasers, and they raise me up to this top of this thing, and I stop, and there's smoke, and it clears, and there's 18,000 people, and they're chanting something. They're chanting Aze, Aze. And I look and I said, oh my God, this thing is over in Japan. Because I was a big guy with blonde hair. I mean, that's, you know, at that point, that's all you needed to be.
Yeah.
And I went over there, and the Steiners told me, beat everybody's ass. Just get over. And before the tour was over, Hattori came up to me and says, don't resign with WCW. He said, you come over here and work. So I knew I had some place to go.
Good.
You know, I did the Vinny Vegas thing, and then from that, I caught Shawn Michaels' eye because he thought it was funny.
Who
Dusty brought me the Oz character, but see, he had to lay it out a whole different way, and then they didn't let him do it the way he wanted to do it.
Right.
It was supposed to be an attraction. It was supposed to, you know, but it didn't work. You know, I'm not blaming Dusty for it.
Sure.
Hell, I'm not. No,
Vinny Vegas.
Vinny Vegas was kind of my idea because I always liked that. I mean, I just kind of liked that kind of guy. You know?
Yeah.
So I just thought it was kind of like an Andrew Dice, because Dice was hot back then.
Sure. So, honestly, from watching your career progress from the ground up, other than when you're yourself, that one seemed to be the most likely.
And that was the first guy to ever do a crotch chop. Vinny did he used to do the one-hand crotch chop like that.
And he had the Snake Eyes finisher, which I thought was a brutal-looking finisher.
Given to me by Brian Pillman.
Not surprising.
Given to me by Pillman. Pillman said, I got an idea because it'll work. He said, I used to try to do it down in Calgary, but it never worked, so I was too sure. He said, it'll work. And I was working with him the night that he showed me how to do it.
Good. Go through the finish. What did he tell you, and how did you react to that?
He just said he wanted me to actually pick the guy up and kind of do it like a gorilla slam and drop him on the top. But I was afraid I couldn't control it. But I was so tall, I could just. It was almost like doing Davey Boy's finish, like just, you know, that stampede slam. So I just got the guy up there, and then when I got close, I just sidestepped and pushed the guy up in the air. That way he could basically take it with his feet. It would look like it killed him, but, you know, the guy could work it all. It was a real easy bump.
Ever any injuries come out of that?
No.
Unfortunate victims?
I don't think that I've actually ever hurt anybody. I dropped the giant on his head, but I told him in the back that he was 560 and I couldn't get him. I said, I barely got you and you were 500. I said, I can't get you. He said, no, you'll get me. I said, no, I won't. I said, I can't get around your stomach. You know, I couldn't hook him to get him. I said, I'm going to drop you.
Now, that was one scary-looking bump when he took that power bomb, and he just, I don't know if I'd put all the heat on you for that. As big as he is, I don't know if he tucked right or what.
He dropped his hands. What happened was when you hit that point in no returning, the first thing you want to do is you're like, oh shit, I'm not going to make it, and you drop your hands because of you're disorientated where you are. And as soon as, I mean, a guy that big, instead of being tucked, to drop those 150 pounds of arms he had. I mean, just
couldn't control it.
I mean, the physics of it's, you know, the inertia stimulated, just poof, he was going, and I could feel my back starting to tear. I mean, I could feel. I said either he dies or I die. Selfish son of a bitch. I dropped him on his beam.